USPS stamp prices rise to 78 cents as Postal Service battles financial challenges. Pipe News. Pipe TechOriginal.com. The U.S. Postal Service will raise the price of forever stamps from 73 cents to 78 cents on July 13th, marking the sixth price increase in just 4 years as the agency battles mounting financial losses and plummeting mail volumes. The 6.8% hike represents the continuation of a pricing strategy that has seen stamp prices nearly double since 2007, when forever stamps debuted at 41 cents. This latest increase comes as USPS posted a staggering $9.5 billion net loss for fiscal year 2024, up from $6.5 billion the previous year, despite implementing twice-yearly rate hikes as part of its Delivering for America 10-year transformation plan. The Postal Service now faces a critical juncture, where price increases intended to shore up finances may be accelerating the very mail volume declines they're meant to offset. There is no way to fix service and our finances under our current regulatory business model without dramatic changes to our operations, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy told Congress in December 2024, defending the price increases as necessary for the agency's survival. Top videos. Dermatologist talks importance of sunscreen for those who work or play outdoors. Closing. Top videos. Dermatologist talks importance of sunscreen for those who work or play outdoors. -0000. Stay. Up next. Price increases accelerate as mail volumes plummet. The frequency and magnitude of postal rate hikes have dramatically intensified in recent years. Between 2007 and 2019, USPS raised forever stamp prices 9 times over 12 years. Since 2021, the agency has implemented 6 increases in just 4 years, averaging 1 every 8 months compared to the previous pattern of increases every 1.3 years. The accelerating timeline reflects mounting financial pressures. First-class mail volume has declined 68% since 2007, falling from 2.7 billion pieces to just 900 million pieces by June 2023. This collapse in traditional mail usage has left USPS scrambling to maintain revenue through higher prices on a shrinking customer base. The 2025 increase follows a particularly aggressive period that began in 2022 when USPS adopted its current twice-yearly pricing schedule. Stamps jumped from 58 cents in August 2021 to 73 cents by July 2024, representing a 26% increase in less than 3 years. Driving forces behind the financial issues. USPS's financial challenges stem from structural factors largely beyond management control. Pension obligations alone cost the agency $5.5 billion annually, while massive unfunded liabilities for retirement benefits approach $50 billion. The agency also faces $2.2 billion in workers' compensation expenses and healthcare costs projected to nearly double from $10 billion to $20 billion by 2033. The Delivering for America plan, launched in 2021, originally projected $160 billion in loss prevention over 10 years. However, the agency has already revised that figure down to $70 billion, acknowledging the difficulty of achieving financial sustainability even with aggressive rate increases and operational reforms. Despite these challenges, USPS has achieved some operational improvements. The agency reduced work hours by 35 million cumulatively and saved $1.3 billion in transportation costs during fiscal 2024. Service performance has also improved, with 98% of mail now delivered within 3 days. Yet the fundamental business model remains broken. Mail volume continues declining at 3.2% annually, while the agency maintains a workforce of over 650,000 employees serving every address in America. Unlike most international postal services, USPS receives no taxpayer funding for operations, relying entirely on postage sales and package revenue. The plan delivers the framework for us to better innovate to grow revenue, work more efficiently, and achieve financial sustainability, Chief Financial Officer Joseph Corbett said, though the agency has abandoned its original goal of achieving break-even by 2024. International perspective reveals competitive positioning. Despite dramatic increases, used postage remains competitively priced internationally. The 78-cent forever stamp costs less than stamps in Canada, $1.24, Germany, 95 cents, and significantly less than in Italy, which charges more than triple the use rate. A comprehensive study by the USPS Office of Inspector General found that only 4 countries charge less than they use for domestic postage, while 13 countries charge more than double the American rate. When adjusted for purchasing power parity, the United States has the most affordable postage of 31 countries studied. This competitive positioning may provide political cover for continued increases, though domestic affordability may matter more than international comparisons for maintaining mail volumes. Consumer and business impacts intensify. The cumulative effect of repeated price increases particularly burdens low-income households and small businesses. Rural communities, which rely more heavily on postal services due to limited broadband access, face disproportionate impacts from both higher prices and reduced service standards. Small businesses report having to choose between absorbing costs or passing them to customers. Direct mail marketing, which generated 59.4 billion pieces in 2023, faces particular pressure as businesses optimize mailing strategies to offset higher costs. E-commerce businesses are increasingly adopting multi-carrier strategies to reduce dependence on USPS, but the Postal Service maintains competitiveness in package delivery, earning a 3.8/5 rating from Consumer Reports. Rising costs are pushing some customers toward alternatives like UPS and FedEx for certain services. When shipping costs rise, shopping cart abandonment increases, notes freight analysis firm Freight Amigo, which documented rate increases of 0.29% to 28% across various USPS services in 2024. Political and regulatory constraints limit options. The 2022 Postal Service Reform Act provided $107 billion in financial relief by eliminating the requirement to pre-fund retiree health benefits 75 years in advance. But this legislation garnered rare bipartisan support. It failed to address the underlying revenue challenges facing the agency. The Postal Regulatory Commission, which oversees rate increases, has limited authority to deny price hikes that meet statutory requirements. Since 2021, the agency has gained expanded pricing authority, allowing twice-yearly increases above inflation rates, though these powers may prove insufficient given the scale of financial challenges. Congressional oversight continues through the House Oversight and Accountability Committee and Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, but political solutions remain elusive. The agency's placement on the Government Accountability Office's high-risk list since 2009 reflects ongoing concerns about long-term viability. Looking ahead, uncertain financial future. USPS projects continued rate increases through 2027, with similar hikes planned for January and July of each year. However, the sustainability of this strategy remains questionable as mail volumes continue declining faster than projected. The agency faces a fundamental dilemma, raising prices to maintain revenue while risk accelerating the shift away from mail services. Package growth, while promising, cannot fully offset mail revenue losses given the different cost structures and competitive landscape. Recent quarterly results show some improvement, with USPS reporting $134 million in net income for the first quarter of fiscal 2025, compared to a $2.1 billion loss the previous year. However, this improvement primarily reflects one-time adjustments rather than sustainable operational gains. As Americans purchase their 78-cent stamps this July, they're not just paying for mail delivery, they're funding an institution grappling with how to preserve essential public services in a rapidly changing communications landscape. Whether price increases can bridge the gap between public mission and financial reality remains the defining challenge for the U.S. Postal Service's second century of operation.